All right, everyone, we're back here live for our lunch hour segment. Heading over to Cadiz now and joining our friends there. We know how creative they can be in their approach. We've seen it with a lot of the games we played, the bingo, singing karaoke. My special guest, Gianni, here with me. We love their puppet shows. Like, they've done a wonderful job, and they're so creative in making those different puppets. So we love their segments. We're very lucky to have them. Jennifer, Barb, and Cindy do an amazing job. So live from Harrison County, we have Jennifer now.
Hello. We're going to do some tie-dye today. We're just going to go over the basics of your simple tie-dye. And tie-dye is a free-for-all, so you can't go wrong with tie-dye. The only thing you want to start with is, preferably, the best place to do tie-dye is outdoors. It really is. Lay it in the grass, less chance of a big mess. You don't ever want to try to do it on carpet. And wear clothes that it's okay if you get stained on it, because possibility you're going to get some on you. In gloves. You want to wear gloves even for the simplest steps as filling the bottles, because it splashes out on you. We laid down a tablecloth on our table, and then over it where we're going to tie dye, we put a paper towel just so that that soaks up a little of the dye and it's not laying there in a puddle for us. Today we're using just a simple one-step tie-dye kit. You can get them at Walmart, local Walmart stores. I'm sure they're available online everywhere. They're relatively cheap, not too much. You get lots of colors. A little bit goes a long way. This is the one we chose, and it has a little instruction sheet. All else fails, it'll tell you different ways to fold or move it to get the results you want, like a spiral, a bullseyes, and the crumble. Those are the three I kind of stick to right now. I don't have a whole lot of other options right now, but you can get real creative. You can use all kinds of rubber band strings. You just don't want it to be too tight. You want it to be a little loose so that the dye will soak down in. All right. And also, that if you have any questions or you want to add anything, down in the chat, put a chat box. We got somebody reading them, and we'll hop on and try to answer any questions you have. Okay, first of all, you want to pick out cotton. You don't want to use anything like kind of right with elastic and all. Kind of gets hard to absorb it. Big fuzzy things, hard to absorb, but you can use t-shirts, hankies, you know, whatever you want, shorts. We have a cotton white t-shirt. You can use old white t-shirts, because if these are just recycled, somebody donated them, so there could be stains. It doesn't matter because you're going to cover it up. So a good way to refurbish. And we have little white hankies today. You can use these for anything, but real simple to tie dye. You know, I think they'll look good. And I'm going to use these to do three different, like I'll do one the crumble, one the spiral, and one the bullseye. I think we're going to put a bullseye on our t-shirt today. Yeah. So first of all, we have to wet all your material. You want it clean at first, but then you have to wet it. So I'm going to go behind here with my sink and wet my material. Cindy and Barb already have theirs ready, wetted, and ready to go. So they're just waiting for me to go along. I saturate it. Yeah. I get it pretty saturated. And then you just want to make sure that you wring it all out. Wring it all out well. You don't want it wet, like soaking wet, but you want it a little wet. Get it dry out there. Make sure you wring them out any way you can. Shake it out. You just need them a little damp. You want to help me wring it out? You can. These little ones are easier to wring out. The t-shirts will take a little longer. You also want to have plastic bags available for when you're done, so you're not leaving your area. We just use our leftover grocery bags. So when we're actually done with the tie-dye, we'll place that in the bag, which I'll show you, but that's just one of the things you want to keep close to you. Cindy's using her muscles real well to wring this out. Squeeze it, huh? Pretty good. Good job. All right. I'm going to start with the hankies first. I'm going to set it down flat. Can everybody see that pretty easily? I'm going to do the bullseye first on this one. So I'm just going to have my bullseye starting from the middle. You can actually have a bullseye from either corner. You can make 4 bullseyes in the corners. But I'm just going to make your simple one pattern bullseye from the center. You're going to pull up whichever material. This could be a sock, a t-shirt. It's all going to go the same way. You're going to grab one of your rubber bands, which all this comes with the kit. You want to place your rubber band and keep it lined up and tight. Your dye bleeds through, but it helps it prevent it from bleeding through all the way, and it keeps you a little white line to kind of separate the colors there. There's your first. And you could put however many rings you want. This is short, so we're going to only make this little hanky like a 3-ring bullseye. Tighten that up. Like I said, these are just the patterns that I chose. You could think ahead outside the box, you know, find a pattern on YouTube or Google, I'm sure, and try to put that out. I know people do pictures, like they can do a tie-dye that has Scooby in the shape, or, you know, the peace symbol. I'm not there yet. I just like a simple tie-dye, usually just refurbishing old clothes that cut a stain on them. All right, there's our bullseye one. And I'm just going to lay that out on the paper towel. Okay, we're going to go out to the next one. We're going to use this hanky to do a spiral. So the same thing, you can spiral it out anywhere you want. But going to grab it in the middle, and you can use a fork even to stab this and twist. I use my hands. I like to make it a little looser, so make sure the dye gets in. But as you're twisting, you want to press it down so it's not all poofing out. You just keep twisting, kind of putting it all in that spiral effect. Like I said, this is a lot smaller than the shirt, so it's a little different. Just keep that spiral, keep that flattened down. Here again, I'm going to section off and hold it together with rubber bands. The smaller, just a little carefuler because you can get out of hand. Get a little messy there. I'm just going to put 4 sections on this. Now, like with this one, we have the 3, so you'd want to use one color here, one color here, one color here. Now, with the spiral, I have it out to 4 sections with the rubber band through the middle and through the middle there across. So I have 4 sections. So you could do each 4 a different color. If you wanted, if your piece is bigger than this, you could, you know, put some more rubber bands in their side, make it more like slices of pie, and do even more color sections, or alternate your colors. Use the same 4 colors, 3 colors. You can do 2 colors, 10 colors, whatever you want. I try to always stick with a pattern, you know, whatever color I'm leading with, follow suit, like that. Now the next one, this is your easy tie-dye. Pretty much you can crumble anything, and you're just gonna crumble it up like however you want. You're just gonna squish it like you would squish newspaper. You're crumbling it. You just don't want to squeeze it tight, because then that lets the dye not get in. But just real loose. scrum like that. And with that, I'm not even going to put any rubber bands on this. We're just going to be able to put our dye on this, scrunch it up because it's so small. We don't need to do anything like that. I mean, that's as simple as it can get. You can crumble the thing up and just squirt your dye on different colors. But where it gets tricky is with the rubber bands for the designs. I'm just going to set that there. Cindy got that. She's on my blind side, so I don't see her pick that up. All right, we got a t-shirt here. You definitely want to lay it on a flat surface. This, like if you're in the ground, it don't matter if it gets a little grass on it or anything. It'll buff out. But just want to lay your shirt out flat, as if like you were going to fold it up. Now I said I was going to do the bullseye on this t-shirt, so I think we're going to try a bullseye starting up at the corner of the shoulder. So if you had your bullseye in the center, you'd pick up the center of the shirt. If you want your bullseye starting up here, this is the shoulder of the t-shirt. I'm going to like take and grab a section here, pull up like this, and let it fall, and then I'm just going to rubber band my bullseye rings off like this, however many I want, how big I want. We're going to do a few on this one so we can alternate our colors. I'm going to ring this out just a little bit more. Just make sure all that excess water is kind of out of there. Start it down here again. I'm going to start my bullseye up in the corner shoulder. So I'm going to pull it up and just let that follow down. And if you want a lot of white in your tie-dye, because others do, you could make it tighter or put more rubber bands in one section, make a big gap of them, you know, make the material tighter. Some people like that extra white in there, which, you know, some do look nice with that white. Just depends on your preference. And then you just keep going down. Yep. Rubber bands can be tricky with gloves on. Right, we got 2 sections. We'll make some more sections on her. Do you want to tie one in, Barb, for me? You can make it right down there.
Right. Right there?
Yep, wherever you want. If you want to measure in between each rubber band, if you're like perfection, you can measure and make sure you're equal parts.
What do you want for that?
With me,
Right.
yeah, I'm not too picky, so it can be lines anywhere. I'll come up just a little more.
Okay.
Yeah, then you want to do it again. Tricky with gloves, huh?
Yes. Forget it, maybe.
Barb. Let me help you. You got it.
Yes.
You got it. She got it. This is Cindy's. Hers is done, a bullseye. She started from the bottom corner of her t-shirt to make a bullseye, so I can't wait to see how that turns out. She also did her hanky in a bullseye, and she's just waiting to color that. A little bit got out already.
Right there?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I don't know how far you want it up.
That's good.
Okay.
It doesn't even have to matter where it's at.
Okay.
We'll do one more band here. If you want to see Barb's, here's the big spiral. With the t-shirt, I was able to put, we spiraled it with the grabbing and twisting, which I said you could actually use a fork and twist like spaghetti. But we did hers with just the 4, so she's going to do out the 4 colors. Now, if she wanted, she could do 6, like make some more rubber bands each way, 8, however she wanted to do that. We're gonna put one more band on this one.
That's how we did this one, huh?
Yeah, she did a little spiral on her hanky.
Small hanky, yeah. The baby hanky.
Yeah,
Maybe that
like
way
I
the
said,
baby
these
sock.
were all old donated clothes, so we didn't even have to purchase any of this stuff. It's so simple. All right, and now we are ready to color some of this stuff. Oh, well, first of all, then you want to pick your colors. Sorry about that, I'm getting ahead. So ours comes in little bottles like this. It's powder. It says to fill it up, shake it. I fill it halfway, shake it, make sure all that powder's loose, fill it the rest of the way, and shake it. And once you mix your dye up for these kits, it's only good for 72 hours. So you don't want to mix all your colors up unless you're going to use them, because it just takes a little bit, just a little bit to go a long way. You know, so you know once you get this one out, you're going to need to use it all up. So I'm going to fill up some of these. We had some ready, so we didn't have to fill them all up. But you always want your gloves, even this part. You know, unscrew your lid. I go like to the halfway mark, then shake it up. You can kind of notice the powder at the bottom if it's getting mixed up or not. Give it a few shakes. Fill it up the rest of the way. Then I go ahead and fill it up the rest of the way. Give it a shake. My blue's ready. Going on to purple. I'm doing the same thing. See the colors Cindy got ready? You want to tell them what colors you got ready? She already has her ready. Just going to show them.
What color is that, Cindy?
Tell them the color.
Yellow,
She's got yellow,
red,
red. I filled that one halfway. Shake
blue,
it up. She
Blue.
picked blue
and purple one.
and the purple.
Nice color.
Barb, you want to show them what colors you picked?
I picked yellow. I think it's
I think that's a pink.
a pink, a blue.
And a purple.
I think it was green, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a green
Green,
one.
yeah.
Like the little cap. The cap kind of tells you what color's in
That's a
there.
purple, yeah.
Nice
The colors I
color.
picked.
Nice color.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty colors. You just kind of want to watch what colors you put side by side also, because you don't want to mix, like, unless you want brown or, you know, just a big blob of color. You kind of got to keep those just a little bit separated, which I'll show you. Yeah, you always want to make sure you're close to a water source. If you're outside, you can have a hose or a bucket with some water. You definitely need the water. You definitely want to be in a place you don't, if it falls on the ground or messes, it's not going to be something that you're going to get in trouble for. I'm going to be a messy, so I know about that. I'm going to shake this up. Helps loosen that powder. It just seems like if you fill it all the way and then try to shake it, it doesn't mix completely. All right, we got the yellow done. All right, guys. Now I already had a blue and black done that I was going to do my little hankies with because I was going to save my 4 colors for my shirt. So I'm going to start with, you guys want to start with your hankies?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take it. Go into this one.
That's all right, you're good. All right, now put your hanky, you got to leave it lay here. You're going to leave your cloth laid down in front of you because you're not going to touch it up for a minute. Now with these, we have little pieces, so we're not going to want to use a whole lot, but we will flip that. I'll show you because she's going to try to save her dye for her big t-shirt, so we're just going to use a little. Which we could have probably did the opposite, but you know. All right, Cindy, you can start, guys. You just do a little section, one color and a little section. And try to keep it right on the cloth. Down around. And that should be good. Then it'll soak through. Now with this, the crumble one, I'm just gonna, you just kind of squish it on. You can get it in some of those folds. Yeah, now get all your yellow. You can lift it up a little bit. You guys squeeze it just a little bit, but leave it one section here until we get them all done to flip it.
Okay,
So, but you
okay.
gotta remember, you just want to kind of soak it through though, because there's some in the middle. Yeah, that's fine. Don't be afraid. Some's gonna go around it. That's why you always want to have stuff down.
Okay.
Cindy's doing a good job.
Do another color
They're
there?
pink. Yep, and go to your next color.
Okay.
Now I'm doing blue and black on my hanky, my crumple. And I'm just filling in some of the white spots where I had went before. And as you go, you can see this material sucking that dye up. These are going to dye really well.
Like that?
Yep, a little more, just a little more. Yep, you want to make sure, just remember that's folded cloth, so you want to get it in where it soaks in to
Like
the,
that?
yep,
Okay.
there you go, that's good, Cindy.
Good job, Cindy.
Then I'm gonna take my hanky and I'm gonna flip it over. With these, they're kind of thin, so it's going all the way through pretty much. I'm just gonna go back over this on the other side and throw a little color in. Which this kind of goes for our county because our Harrison Huskies, they're blue and black. All righty. Now, Cindy, you got yours done. She's got hers done. We're just going to give it a little flip, but you want to keep it laying in the same color so when you're flipping it, it's not mixing up and you get one big blobbed color.
Like that? And then one more color there.
Yep, the green, and then your other color over here, which was
I got a green, a blue, and
whatever color else you want to use right there.
okay.
Now, after each one you're done with, after you flip them over, what you have, this is where the bags come into play. I'm going to place this just in the bottom of this bag.
Okay, got that side then. That's flip it over now?
Keep it in the same colors. There you go. And I'm going to tie this up and leave this in this bag. The longest you can, you need to at least leave this sit in this bag for 6 to 8 hours. But it's better to leave it 1 to 2 days. You're going to have your stronger colors, more vibrant, the longer you can leave it in the bag. That's the hard part, is leaving it sit. Okay. And it's a definitely messy thing. We're going to go on to my, it looks good. Like I said, you can't go wrong. So she mixed some of her colors, and that's okay, because
yes, I made sense of my t-shirt.
So I'm going to do the bullseye with this. You just got to make sure where you're leaving your clean one, you're not soaking onto your dirty stuff.
So this should go in the bag?
Yep, now you got it all soaked through good. Then you're going to get a bag and put it in this bag, Barb.
Okay. Okay, enough.
I'm just using blue and black on my hankies, just to give you an idea.
Some pretty colors.
That's why I like doing it outside in the grass, because I can just move section to
This one's
section,
done.
and I don't got to worry about cleaning it up so much.
You want to put this one out?
Now, sometimes, see, you have dye that like lays on your table. You can soak that up in your cloth too, just use it. Now, Barb's going to tie her bag, and then you can just set it on your chair now, and then we'll keep your shirt. We've marked our names in our shirts so we can keep track of whose is whose, but you can use a permanent marker. Now, after you're done with your tie-dye and stuff, you can add to this with fabric paint. The last time we did tie-dye here at PALS, we got stencils in black paint. We put names, whatever's on the back, things like that. We did little stamps of paisley flower designs. Yep, now keep it over the table in this, because we don't want to stain our towels all up.
Okay.
And Cindy's putting hers right in the bag. And now, see, she has this yellow which on the bottom, this yellow and orange, you kind of want to keep that separated there from that purple and all, because the yellow would tend to catch the other color squirts of light. Now, you don't want to lay this on here. We're going to have to get you a new paper towel, which I set them right there on the end of that table.
You did up here this.
You did great.
Okay.
Now you just need to tie it. We're going to clean her mess up here a little bit. Here's her hanky. It's in here. We're going to keep that separated.
So you made your hand.
Yes, clean that off. You just see, because her towel underneath has all these colors. Now, if she's moved her shirt here, her clean shirt here, it would soak them colors up right away, and she would, I mean, which would be okay, but she kind of wants to make her own design. All right, thank you. There's something. Now, this is my next one. I'm going to
I'll put some different gloves.
put this one in a bag. Now, actually, all these little ones I could have put right in the same bag because they're the blue and black, and you're not really going to have a whole lot of bleeding out. I got one more, the spiral. Now, I'm going to just use my blue and black two times each, just kind of across from each other. And yeah, it splashes at times. Sometimes you get it on your face, too, so I'm sure I will. Every time I hear that little thing, I think it's the...
Yeah. I had to get different gloves.
Well, I lied. I'm doing solid and solid. Barb needed to change gloves.
Yep.
She had too much dye, which that could be too.
No, the tape. I take them. I got a hold of them. Yeah.
Now see how these are so thin, that dye just, it's just soaking right through there. So I'm able to like kind of cover mine real easy. You don't, like I did 3 hankies and I still about half a bottle of the black and blue, and I saturated them very well. Put that in the bag and tie it up. That's the best form we found, is putting it in a bag and leaving it tied up. Now I'm gonna wipe my little mess up here because I want to do my shirt and I don't want it to be all blue and black.
So your hands off the shirt.
This tablecloth works well, I think, with just, you know, it's one I could throw away, so I don't got to worry too bad about it. That's one thing I should maybe have a trash can close to you. That's another thing. I didn't think of that too early. All right. I'm going to change my gloves too because I got some yellow and I don't want to like tap in that blue and the yellow. Thank you, Barb. I feel like a doctor. My assistant's here. Like I said, any questions? Any comments, anything you want to add? You want to show a piece of your tie-dye? Maybe, you know, just send it over the chat and let us know. Sally's got her tie-dye on today. She made that with Megan down in SIO. Show them your tie-dye shirt, Sally. Yeah, she did a spiral. She liked the purple and pinks. It's tie-dye day. Embarrassing you, Sally, huh? Oh yeah, you went right on. Good job. You might want to just, Cindy's got hers, she got a little bit of some white spots. Let me see. Let it sit for a minute, Cindy.
That's pretty.
Maybe, yeah, that looks really good. But she went ahead and did some coloring. Now she'll leave that soak. It'll soak up, run, you know, a little bit, so you can add a little more here and then flip it over and get what like isn't colored yet would be the best. And Barb's going to go ahead and do hers. She did the spiral, so she has 4 sections. I'm going to start with my yellow, and the yellow looks so good on tie-dye when you can get it separated and kept to its own. And like I say, you're going to over squeeze it on there. It's okay. Just not on your carpet because that would be awful. That's what I said. We did it on our sidewalk over the weekend and in the grass. Because if it stains your sidewalk, it's going to come up out.
So I tried out this part too, yellow one.
Yep, like this whole little section to that rubber band. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it'll soak all in there. And I make sure, you know, the more dye you put in there, the more vibrant to catch it. And you might as well, if this is all your last project you're going to do, you might as well just saturate it and squeeze it on there, you know. That's going to let it be more colorful.
I got on the
And
other
you all
side.
want to get all your colors before you even flip it, you know, like I said, and let it set and match your colors up. You don't want to flip it back and forth. You just kind of want to roll it so it stays in its same color. And you could do more on these bullseyes. You could do even more rubber bands and do lines and just do multiple colors, or like do your yellow, blue, purple in a row. However you want. It's nice because this is pretty much easy for anybody to do because you can't mess up. And it gets down in them folds. That's why I say don't do it too tight. You want some white in there, but you don't want a whole white shirt.
That turned out pretty good.
And I did mix these, and you just could give them, if you already mixed them ahead of time, give them a little shake too, just to make sure it's still all. You ready to roll yours, Cindy?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to help you? You got it? You're just going to twist it a little bit. She's twisting her. There you go. You want to just follow your pattern and those colors. Cindy's doing a great job. Barb's doing a great job. I'm doing a great job. All right. I don't got to put the lids back on, and I always try to do that. 2 purples. It's a different color. Darker purple. I'm going to separate that a little further than from my other purple. I'm probably going to put a yellow in the middle there too, because I like the yellow next to your colors, because for some reason I think it makes it stand out brighter, you know.
I got this right. I'll have to do that.
Yeah, you can even use more, Barb, like half of that on one side and half on the other if you want. I mean, you can leave that white in there. That's
But you
fine
have to
too.
flip it too?
Yeah, kind of flip it and leave it, you know, or put it into a new spot, you know, up
Okay.
there, so it's not laying in your.
Okay. We're all in the same places. I left a little bit of white, but oh well.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, now I'm going to squirt a little more yellow on this section here. So mine isn't really necessarily any kind of pattern type thing. I'm gonna run out of yellow. I have to borrow some of Cindy's.
Good.
And I'm going to flip it, which, if you want to be real careful and wipe your gloves off and stuff in between, because you can see even where I picked it up on that yellow, it grabs that color right away.
I got yellowish.
Yeah, it's all right. It looks pretty, though. Pretty.
Purdy.
I didn't mean to
Also
say
pretty.
that like that.
I got some also
I caught
pretty.
it too. It was like,
Also pretty.
and then south here. Gonna get all my yellow. You got good enough yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Do the blue and just coat it. I'm doing my other side now. And this is my bullseye. All right, make sure what purple that is. I think this purple I picked is like purple pink here, and that other one's like a dark purple.
Got some pretty colors in there.
Oh yeah.
I gotta do with it now. Get that.
I would go ahead and put the rest of that blue in here, saturate it, you know, the colors. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I mean, we can save a little bit because we still have 2 more. Mike and Bub's going to make theirs when we're done here. So if they need a little extra color, we'll have a little bit. But, you know, you see how they got folds. You want to make sure it's able enough to soak in, because you're not just only doing the surface.
Okay.
It's got to soak in the material.
Well, you can top this one out with hot dye.
Aw, see what I did? I just poured purple on my blue.
Purple
But it's
rain.
okay.
Not got something
Yeah,
purple
it's like
rain
the
there.
purple rain on my blue.
You got it.
Very good, Cindy.
Looks nice. Looks good, Barb.
Thanks. Now you have to leave
Okay.
it set on.
Now you're done with saturating. We're gonna put these in a bag.
So I just a little bit want this. I got a little bit of white in place.
You want to put, yeah, go ahead. Now, see how she's staying? She has a little bit of white on the edges. I hope you can see it there. Now, if you want to leave that, you know,
Yeah.
you all see tie-dye. There is white. There's white in my shirt now. Or she can go in and, you know, saturate that some more with whatever color it is.
But he got some yellow left. in my
Yeah.
food. And then.
And even if you wanted to, like that yellow won't color this, but you could squirt it in your white spots too. I mean, you could do whatever.
So you can mix
Yeah.
up your colors a little.
Yeah, you can mix them up. You just want to kind of stay away from making like a solid brown unless you want brown. Like mixing them all together is just going to be too much. But like her yellow's in this bag. I'm going to make sure it's kind of to the side on its own where it's not right against the blue and the green. And we got hers done. And put mine in a bag. And then I'll tell you about rinsing them out because we're not going to be able to do that because I want to let mine sit. So you really should at least 6 to 8 hours, but I'm going to tell you, I usually do 2 days. If I can do it, I take the bag, set it in my bathtub, leave it sit there in this bag because the longer you leave this sit, the longer your colors are going to last for you. So with this one, I'm going to kind of leave down in my yellow last, so I know it's out here to the side. And if it mixes, it's okay.
I still got them.
Yeah, go ahead and put some on there if you want. She can fill in any colors. It's all perfect.
You're making 5 Thursday, huh?
Now, when you're going to rinse out your material, let me see. I'm gonna grab another hanky. This is our cloth, and we'll pretend it's already dyed and wet, and we're getting it out of the bag. It's dyed, our rubber bands are on it. You're gonna leave the rubber bands on it. Say they're in place, and this is colored. We're just gonna pretend. So we got our sections here. You pull that out of the bag, you want to be close to your sink, and you want to be making sure you have stuff to save that's not going to be in trouble for getting messy. Now when you start to rinse it out, say this was our yellow section, you want to keep this all even and straight under the water because you don't want to kind of do this and run color down, or it's all going to go to this bottom and kind of be a mess. So when you want to start, you always start with cold water, then it's to hot. But you're going to rinse this. These are your colors. Make sure you kind of keep it flat so it's not all running, you know, back and forth to each other. But you leave your rubber bands on it and your colors in here. So I'm going to keep running it under the cold water. And you can like stay on this section. Say your first section, let that till you start running clear water. You're going to see a lot of dye come out. Believe me, it'll look like, is there going to be any dye left in my shirt? You just let that keep running, go to your next section. You know, it's not going to be perfectly without anything, but a little clearer than when you start. And keep that cold water and run through all those colors with your cold water and let them drip down. You're going to be running pretty clear. Say it's clear now. By the time it's clear and you want to turn your water on to hot, cold to hot. Then you're going to use your warm hot water and do the same thing and go all over it.
What does the hot water do?
I think it's more to set it.
Just hold it in place?
Yeah, but it's cold to hot. And then when you're done rinsing it all out, you're gonna go ahead and sit there. When you get it all out, you got all your dye out, you're gonna take your rubber bands off, rinsed it out. Then that's when you can unfold them and check out your design. And then you wanna take that and take it to your washer. And you got to wash it with just a little bit of laundry soap, not a whole lot. And you do not want to wash these shirts with anything else. So like with our batches here, in a couple days when we stick them, which maybe we'll do Wednesday and show you guys our results from today of what's happening, because we'll be able to do that. That's a good idea. So we'll, after we rinse that out, take the rubber bands off. We're gonna take our shirts and stuff together, throw them in the wash, just a little bit of soap, wash them, and then I hang dry mine because of shrinkage and color coming out. I hang dry all my tie-dyes because they seem to shrink a lot easier, but that's basically about it. That's about our tie-dye session. Now on Wednesday, I'll have our stuff ready to rinse out for you guys, and we'll show you that before we start our play then maybe, and show you what Cindy's and Barb's, and Mike's gonna do his, and Bub's later. Yeah, we got it on the floor. Yeah, we're messy. We'll get that cleaned up. But we'll wait till Mike and Bub do theirs, and then we can show you guys all our tie-dyes on Wednesday.
And then
Yes, we made a mess. But anybody have any questions, any concerns? I'm gonna go around here.
Well, we now what?
You got to clean this up first, and I'll be.
Yeah, just stay back for a minute, then we'll have to clean that one.
Wait a minute, we have to clean up first, Tuesday.
All right.
Well, that was a great job, ladies.
Thank
Fantastic.
you.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I figured Wednesday we could show everybody then what ours looks like. We'll show everybody.
I love that. I think it's a wonderful idea for people to do at home right now. And
Yeah, it's easy and creative.
yeah. And I like Cindy and Barb's colors. It was good selections. I think that's going to turn out really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And then-
so
Right, the first time.
that was her
and I-
first time tie-dyeing.
Husky's handkerchief. Well done with that. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, I thought that would be easy and cute.
I still think about it as Cadiz, the Cadiz Cardinals. They have one of the coolest logos ever.
Yeah, they did.
But the Huskies, pretty nice. Don't you have like a gray football field or something? Isn't the football
They have
field
a
gray?
brand new football field, a brand new school. It's super amazing what Harrison County has right now.
And that just speaks to the community and how much they support the schools,
Right.
the area. Love it.
Yes,
Well,
very close knit.
Yes, very much. Thank you so much, Harrison County, my friends over in Cadiz. That was a
You're
great
welcome.
segment.
Thank you.
And that's going to conclude our lunch hour here on PALS TV. So next we're going to take a trip over to downtown Columbus and join our friends at Art Outside the Lines. You know, it should be a very cool, fun segment next. I think we're going to do a tea party and can't wait to see what they have in store for us. So come back and join us here soon. See everyone in about 15 minutes.